Good day again, my dear students of the Elijah T. Baliti Memorial School of Fisheries, and this time I'm welcoming you all to this very exciting lesson on the equation of a circle. Before we proceed to the meat of our discussion, again, let me introduce to you to the most essential learning competency for the day. First, we have illustrating the center radius form of the equation of a circle, and second, we have determining the center and the radius form of a circle given its equation and vice versa. To have an easy understanding of the lesson, consider these two forms of the equation of a circle. The first form that we have is the standard form of the equation of a circle. The standard form of the equation of a circle is expressed in this equation: x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center of the circle is at the coordinates hk and the radius of the circle is r. And that is for the standard form. For the general form of the equation of a circle, we express them generally in this form: x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0, where d, e, and f are real numbers. Again, always remember these two patterns in expressing the equations of our circle, because again, as we go along the lesson, we most of the time encounter these two examples of writing the equation of a circle. And now we're going to try a few examples. First, what is the equation of a circle with center at 2, 7, and a radius of 6 units? Alright, so remember that the standard form of the equation of a circle is expressed in the quantity x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, and h, k are the center, are the coordinates of the center. So 2, 7 is actually our h and k. And our radius is 6 units, so our 6. Okay, so by using this given information, so we can actually easily obtain the standard form of the equation, and that is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 6 squared. Okay, so 6 squared is not yet in its simplest form, so we can have another step to express the equation of our circle, and that is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared, and we know that 6 squared is equal to 36, and this is now the final answer. This is the equation of the circle described in item number 1. Alright, so that's it. For our second example, the equation of a circle with a center at negative 5, 3, and a radius of 12 units. So again, we can write the formula, the pattern for writing the standard form, that is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And then let's identify our given. We have negative 5, 3, and 12 units. 12 units is our radius. By the way, this should be r squared. Okay, and negative 5 and 3 are h and k. Alright, so substituting them, injecting them to our formula, we have x minus negative 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 12 squared, and then simplify. So here we have x minus negative 5, so we have double negative. We knew that when we have double negative, that is actually positive. Negative times negative is actually positive. So we have x plus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared. And then 12 times 12 is 144. And this is now the standard form of the circle, of the equation of the circle described in this item. So that is our final answer. For the number 3 example, we are going to determine the equation of a circle with center at -4, -9, and the radius of 8 units. So again, hindi tayo lalayo sa equation ng standard form of a circle. So we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And we have -4 and 9 as our h and k. And so injecting them to our equation, we have x minus -4 quantity squared plus y minus -9 squared. Okay. Equals, our r is 8. So it's 8 squared. Okay, simplifying the equation, we have double negative. Remember, when we have double negative, it becomes positive. So we have x plus 4 squared plus y plus 9 squared. And 8 squared is 8 times 8. We have 64. And we have now the standard form of the equation of a circle. Again, standard form. Number 4. The equation of a circle with a center at the origin of a radius and a radius of 4 units. So when we say that the center is actually at the origin, it simply implies that the coordinates are 0, 0. And thus, h and k are 0 and 0. And our radius is 4 units, so r is 4. So injecting them to the equation, you have x minus h, which is 0, squared, plus y minus 0 squared equals 4 squared. Next step, x minus 0 is just x. So we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 4 raised to 2. That is 4 times 4 equals 16. And so we have this final step, x squared plus y squared equals 16 as the equation of the circle described in item number 4. Number 5. Write the general equation of a circle with center C for -1 and a radius of 7 units. Then determine the values of D, E, and F. Alright, so in this item, we have another challenge because we are going to express the equation of a circle first in standard form and second in general form as required in this item. So for standard form, it is easy because we have the h and k, the values of h and k here. So you have h and k. So we can actually inject them now that you know that the formula is just x minus h. So you have x minus 4 squared plus it's 1 minus -1. So, y minus -1. So, you know that you have double negative. So, that will be y plus 1 squared equals 7 squared. 7 squared, r squared, is 49. So, I will just write immediately 49. Again, saan galing yung 49 is actually, that is from 7 squared. From our previous example. This is our standard form. Okay? Take note, this is our standard form of the equation of a circle. Standard form, but that is not what is required in this item because you are going to give the general form. Okay? From standard form, we are going to derive the equation, transform it to general form. But how? Now, we are just going to expand this side of the equation, x minus 4 squared. So when we have x minus 4 squared, that actually means that you have x minus 4 times x minus 4. And then you have y plus 1 times y plus 1 equals 49. And then we are going to do the FOIL method in order to obtain the values of the products of these two factors. Okay? So FOIL method is this one. Like that. Remember that pattern? You multiply the first terms, then the outer terms, and then the inner terms, and then the last terms. So in this case, we will have x squared minus 4x minus 4x, then plus 16. And in this side, we have y squared plus y, then plus 1 equals 49. Okay, and then combine similar terms. We have x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared plus 2y plus 1. And then let us transpose 49 to the left side of the equation para sama-sama silang lahat dun sa left side. So we have plus 1 and then minus 49. Kasi nilipat mo na siya. So 49 will have another different sign or opposite sign. And then combine similar terms, then arrange them. You have x squared plus y squared. You have 8x plus 2y. And then combine all the constants. Our constants are 16 plus 1 minus 49. So that is 16 plus 1 is 17. Minus 49, that is negative. What is 49 minus 17? That is 2. Okay. Negative 32. Okay. Okay. And this is now our general form of the equation. You have your standard form and the general form. So ano pa yung pinapahanap? The values of D, E, and F. Remember that the general form is in this form. Our D is the third coefficient. Our E is the fourth coefficient, and F is our constant term. So here, in this item, our D is negative 8. Our E is 2. And our F is negative 32. And that's it for this item. You have the general form and the values of D, E, and F. For this sixth item, you are going to determine the center and the radius of the circle whose standard form, equation in standard form, is x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared equals 36. And then you are going to draw its graph. How are we going to do it? Again, first identify our h and k, because h and k in the standard form is actually the center. And in this case, our h and k is 2 and 4. And so the center of the circle is 2 and 4. By the way, take note that our formula is always minus h and minus k. So whenever you encounter minus 2 or like minus h and minus k again, so it actually is the opposite of the sign. So if we have negative 2, it will be positive 2 here. So you notice negative 2, positive 2 siya dito. You have negative 4, it's always positive 4. Because again, our formula is minus h and minus k. So palaging nag-opposite siya. So it's positive hk dito. So dito naman negative h and negative k. Again, to continue, so we have, it's actually the center is positive 2 and positive 4. And the radius is yet to be solved. Remember that 36 from our formula is r squared. r squared is equal to 36. So what are we going to do to obtain r? Just r, to express the radius. So we are going to get the square root of both sides. Square root of r squared is r. Okay, and square root of 36, since it is distance, is the positive value of the square root of 36, which is 6. So the radius is 6 units. Okay, to graph the circle on the Cartesian plane, so let us locate the center first. It's 2, 4. So you have 1, 2, positive 2, then positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And our center is located here. Okay? And again, the radius is 6 units. So 6 units. Kahit saan yung 6 units na yan, kahit saan direction. But to be sure, let us make use of the horizontal grids for our radius. So, our radius is 6 units. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And then, yun. You are going now to use your compass to draw a perfect circle connecting these 2 points here. Our center and 1 point on the circle. So, pwede din naman ganito na lang. Okay. So, that's it. Our circle. So, I'll just get rid of that one. So, this is our circle whose center is at 2, 4 and the radius is 6 units. So the radius is 6 units. Okay, this is 6 units. And the equation in standard form is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 36. Item number 7. What is the center and the radius of the circle x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 10y plus 18 equals 0? And then you're going to show the graph later. So we have a problem in this item because we cannot easily identify the values of h and k from the equation. And of course, the radius from the equation, because as we see, the given information, the given equation is not in standard form but in general form. So obviously, the task is to transform this given equation from general form to standard form. So in the previous example, in number 5, you learned to transform standard to general form. In this case, you're going to learn in this item, in this last item, you're going to learn to transform general form to standard form. Of course, the method is just vice versa. Okay, so first step is to rearrange the terms. We are going to group the terms in terms of the variables. So in this case, lahat ng x magsasama-sama, y magsasama-sama in one side, and then all the constant terms on the other side. So that is the right side. Okay, so you have therefore x squared, kasunod niya is 6x. Then you have plus y squared minus 10y. And then ilagay natin yung positive 18 dun sa right side. So it will be negative 18. And then second step is to add new terms to complete the square. Again, how do we complete the square? So first, we determine the second term, that is negative 6. We divide it by 2, then squared. So I'll just write the solution for completing the square here. So you have negative 6 divided by 2 squared to complete the square. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and negative 3 squared is positive 9. So to complete the square, we're going to add another term, which is 9. Then plus y squared minus 10y. And then to complete the square of the terms in y, the second y term is negative 10. So we get the half of negative 10 divided by 2, then square it. So negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5, and then negative 5 raised to 2 is positive 25. So we are going to add plus 25 equals, again, because we added two terms on our left side of the equation, and to maintain the balance in the equation, we also need to add those two terms that we added in the left side to the right side. So remember that we added 9 and 25 on our left. So take note that you also need to add them on your right side. And so you're going to write again plus 9 plus 25 minus 18, so that the value of your equation won't actually change. Okay? So the purpose is just to complete the squares for easy factorization. Okay? So now that we have completed the squares, we can now express them as x squared minus 6x plus 9 in one group plus, and this is y squared minus 10y plus 25 in one group. Then you have 9 plus 25 minus 18. So 9 plus 25 is actually 34. Is it 34? Yes. Then 34 minus 18 is 14 minus 8 is 6. 2 minus, okay, it's 16. So we actually have a perfect square here. Okay, and then you factor them. So x squared minus 6x plus 9, it's a perfect factor. It's x minus 3 squared plus y minus, this is 5 squared equals, so 16 is actually 4 squared, to easily identify the parts of our standard form. So now that we have our standard form, so we can easily identify our h and k. Our h and k is 3 and 5, and our radius is 4. It's 4 units. So now to graph this equation, okay, we're going to draw, we are going to draw our x and y coordinates. I mean x and y axis and y. Okay, so yung grid natin is 1:1. Then locate 3, 5. So 3, 5 is here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our point 3, 5 is here. It's 3, 5. And then our radius is 4 units. So let's say the distance from the center to anywhere on the circle is 4 units. So let's say this is one of the points on the circle. And then you use a protractor to create a circle whose center is at 3, 5, and one point on the circle is there. So the radius is 4 units, and that's it. This circle illustrates x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 16. So this is the standard form, and then in general form it is actually, I will just zoom in, or x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 10y plus 18 equals 0. And that's it. The circle and its graph and its standard form and general form. This is our general form, GF. Okay, so that's it. I hope that these 7 examples helped you in identifying the center radius form of the equation of a circle, and of course the general form, and then transforming standard form to general form, vice versa. And of course, drawing the graph of the circle using these information on a Cartesian coordinate plane or a rectangular plane. That's it for today. I hope that you've learned something. Thank you. See you again, and God bless.